Hello, my wonderful little friends. Are you ready for a story? Great. Today, we have a silly and very funny tale called The Villager and the Spectacles.
Ooh, but before we start, I've got a question for you. Do you think glasses can give you reading superpowers? Like, poof, you put them on and you can read everything? Let's find out.
So once upon a time, in a cozy little village, there lived a very friendly man. But, he had a little secret. He didn't know how to read or write. He was still learning his letters, just like some of you might be learning yours right now.
Now, every single day, he would see wise people in the village reading these big, important-looking books. And he noticed something. They were all wearing spectacles, glasses. And that's when a very, very silly idea popped right into his head.
He thought to himself, wow, if I just get a pair of those magic glasses, I'll be able to read just like them. Can you believe that? What a funny idea.
So with this big plan in his mind, he set off on an adventure to the town. He was on a super important mission: find a spectacles shop.
He marched right into the shop with a big, proud smile and said, "Hello there! I need a pair of spectacles, please. The very best ones you have for reading."
Well, the shopkeeper was such a kind man. He smiled and said, "Of course," and he brought out a whole tray of glasses. There were big ones, small ones, square ones, even round ones. He also gave the villager a book to test them out.
The villager was so excited. He put on the first pair. He stared at the book. He squinted his eyes really tight, but nothing. He let out a big sigh. Nope, I can't read with these at all. Okay, so he tried another pair, a funny-looking round pair this time. He stared so hard at the book, tilting his head this way and that way, but still nothing. This pair doesn't work either, he huffed. He tried every single pair of glasses in the entire shop, and finally, he just threw his hands up in the air and grumpily announced, "None of these spectacles work. They're all completely useless."
The shopkeeper looked at the villager, and then he looked at the book, and he had to hide a little giggle. Can you guess why? The villager was holding the book upside down. Oh my goodness, how silly is that?
The shopkeeper, with a very kind smile, asked him super gently, "Excuse me, my friend, but is it possible that you don't know how to read the letters at all?"
Oh, the villager's face turned bright red. He looked down at his feet and mumbled, "No, I don't know how to read. I thought if I just bought the spectacles, they would magically do all the reading for me."
The shopkeeper smiled so kindly. He explained, "My dear friend, spectacles don't have reading magic. They just help your eyes see the letters more clearly. It's kind of like having a brand new box of crayons. The crayons can't draw a beautiful picture all by themselves, can they? Nope, you have to learn how to draw. It's exactly the same with reading."
The kind shopkeeper then said, "Spectacles will help you see the words, but first you must learn what the words actually mean. That, my friend, is the real superpower, the real magic."
And that brings us to the big lesson of our story. Ignorance is blindness. Whoa, that sounds like a fancy grown-up thing to say, doesn't it? But all it really means is that not knowing something is kind of like being in a dark room. You can't see anything. But when you learn, it's like someone flips on the light switch, and suddenly, you can see everything so clearly. So, what did we learn from our silly friend's adventure today? Let's remember. First, the villager had a really funny idea that glasses were magic, right? But we know that spectacles just help our eyes see better, not our brains. And the most important part? We have to learn our letters and our words to be able to read books, because learning is the best superpower of all.
Now that you know learning is a superpower, I have a super important question for you. What is the very first word you want to learn how to read all by yourself? Maybe it's your name, or maybe it's something awesome like dinosaur or ice cream. Think about it.
Before you go, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video to support us. Let us meet in the next story. Bye-bye.